Have you ever noticed that many people seem to understand English quite well, but when it comes to speaking it, they suddenly start feeling like a fish out of water? If you have, then you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to talk about why this phenomenon happens and what scientific research has to say about it. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's dive into the fascinating world of language. To understand why people can understand English better than they can speak it, we need to first understand how language acquisition works. When we learn a language, there are 4 basic skills that we need to develop: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But these skills don't develop equally. Some skills tend to develop faster than others depending on the individual's exposure to the language and their learning environment. As you can see from this handy graphic, listening is often the first skill that we develop. We are exposed to language from a very young age, even before we can speak. And our brains are wired to pick up on sounds and patterns, so it's no surprise that we tend to understand a language better than we can speak it, especially if we've been exposed to it for a long time. But that's not the only reason why people struggle with speaking English. Another factor is that speaking requires us to produce language on the spot rather than simply comprehending it, which can be challenging for many people. Unlike reading and listening, where we can often use contextual clues or our existing knowledge of the language to help us understand the meanings of unfamiliar words or phrases, and where we have time to process the information and think about our responses, speaking requires us to be quick on our feet and come up with the right words and phrases in real time. You have to actively produce the correct sounds, words, and grammar structures to convey the intended message. And this requires a different set of skills such as fluency, pronunciation, and grammatical accuracy. It can also be challenging to remember all the different vocabulary and grammar rules needed to construct sentences correctly. Moreover, speaking a new language often involves stepping out of your comfort zone and overcoming any fears or anxiety you may have about making mistakes or being misunderstood. This can make it more difficult to practice and gain confidence in speaking, which in turn can hinder your ability to become proficient in the language. This is why you often hear people using filler words like or like when they are speaking English. These words give us time to think and formulate our thoughts, but they can also make us sound less confident and fluent. It's one thing to understand a language passively, but it's quite another to actively use it in conversation. Speaking a language requires a lot of practice and repetition, and if you haven't had many opportunities to speak English, it's natural that you might feel less confident and competent when you do. Practice makes perfect. So what can you do if you want to improve your English speaking skills? Well, the obvious answer is to practice. Find ways to immerse yourself in English, whether that's participating in a speaking club, shadowing, or even just talking to yourself in English. The more you practice, the more comfortable and confident you'll become. And there are plenty of apps and tools out there that can help you practice your speaking skills, like language exchange apps that can connect you with native English speakers, or speech recognition tools that can give you feedback on your pronunciation and grammar. And our today's sponsor, Elsa Speak, just happens to be one of these apps. So let's make a nice little segue and talk about this brilliant app. The way it works is you can practice saying different words, phrases, sentences, and even sounds by recording yourself, and Elsa will pinpoint any mistakes you might make by using innovative artificial intelligence technology. And you will get instant feedback compared to a native speaker. The app has 40 plus real-life topics and 1,600 plus lessons that range from business topics like everyday office conversations, job interviews, business travel, sales meetings, to casual, everyday topics like movies, food and drink, education, and entertainment. It also has an amazing dictionary that shows you how to pronounce any words or phrases, and community feature that allows you to add your friends and colleagues and compete with a leaderboard, as well as ask for help by posting a word you're struggling with and having friends help you correct it. I think it's super useful and I enjoy it a lot, just like a lot of you guys do. We've been working with them for quite some time now, and we've gotten a lot of positive responses and reviews. You love that it is very convenient because you can learn anytime, anywhere, and I absolutely agree. Even my 4-year-old son enjoys it. So go ahead and download it right now for free and get 7 days of Pro membership for free. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Now let me demonstrate to you how it works. You can click Video Conversation to practice conversations.
Hi there. My name is Elsa.
You can challenge yourself by speaking right away without prior listening to how it is supposed to be said, or you can listen to the line and repeat it. Let's challenge ourselves. Hello, Elsa. Nice to meet you. If you've mispronounced any words or sounds, you can click on them and listen to how they are supposed to be pronounced and practice them. Now let's try to say this whole phrase again. Hello, Elsa. Nice to meet you. Good enough. I also have an exclusive discount for you guys to get whopping 85% off of the Elsa lifetime membership and 40% off of a 1-year membership. All you have to do is just click the link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. Okay, let's get back to our video. It's also important to remember that speaking isn't just about using the right words, expressions, and grammar. It's also about understanding the cultural context and social norms of the language. It's about understanding and using the appropriate tone and body language. For instance, the tone of your voice can convey different emotions or intentions, such as sarcasm, humor, or politeness. Similarly, body language, such as face expressions, gestures, and posture, can communicate important nonverbal cues that supplement or even contradict the words you say. Furthermore, language is deeply embedded in culture, and cultural norms and values can shape how people use language. For example, certain languages may have different levels of politeness and formality depending on the context. And using the wrong level of politeness can be perceived as disrespectful or inappropriate. Therefore, being able to speak a language effectively involves not just mastering the grammar and vocabulary, but also understanding and adapting to the cultural norms and social context in which the language is used. So there you go. Overall, while understanding a new language can be challenging, speaking it requires a different set of skills and can be more difficult due to the need to produce the language yourself and the potential psychological barriers that may arise. But it's really worth the time and effort you put into being able to speak another language. Speaking is a fundamental form of human expression and a crucial part of human interaction and socialization. Speaking a language allows us to convey our thoughts, ideas, feelings, and experiences to others, and to understand the thoughts, ideas, feelings, and experiences of others. It enables us to build relationships, form connections, and collaborate with others. Speaking a language also plays an important role in shaping our identities and cultural perspectives, as language is deeply tied to our cultural heritage and social context. It allows us to express our individuality, our beliefs, and values, and allows us to connect with others who share similar experiences and worldviews. So I hope this video helped you to get some clarity and answer the question I get all the time in the comments section, which is, why can I understand English but can't speak it? So if that is the case, give this video a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!